Hello, all the wonderful people out there. It's your reading for new moon in Scorpio on the 7th of November 2018. Here where I live, it's at 4 p.m. 4 and 1 minute precisely. It's Central European time, so it applies to some of you, and to some of you it doesn't. But generally, during that day, there's gonna be a new moon in Scorpio, in a very emotional sign of Scorpio. A very special new moon, of course, as always. The sun and moon are together. And they merge forces. On the other hand, there is no light. Sometimes the new moon turns into solar eclipse, so something is eclipsed, and generally there's darkness. And it's a good day to start things, to plant a seed. The feeling I have when doing this reading, as you can see, I've chosen quite dark cards. Mercury Tarot and Santa Muerte. We are in November now, and November is a time of Scorpio, and Scorpio is a very deep sign. And if you are interested in tarot, you probably know that the major arcana, death, is connected with Scorpio sign. So that's why I chose these quite dark, but also passionate decks. And here where I live, we enter the time of the greatest darkness. And that's also why I chose these decks. But the reading isn't that dark or harsh as we could suppose. We have lots of earthy energy, because we have 10 of discs, which I think reappears. I can't remember exactly whether it appeared a month ago on the new moon in Libra or sometime before, but it's a recent energy. And we also have 2 of discs, which can be a continuation of a theme from a full moon 2 weeks ago, when we had Ace of Discs at the beginning of the reading. So this is very grounded, and generally this reading is calling you to be grounded in your assessment of a situation. The middle card, quite a different element, 5 of Wands. Some people say it's a card of conflict. For me, this is mainly the will of life, and sometimes the need to fight for your life. You can see this beautiful and very determined Leo here, lion. And it's moving towards the future like a fireball that was thrown by some magician. So how I read those 3 cards is that you have established something. 10 of discs in this deck is called the mountain, which means that something was accumulated and now is great. It also indicates that the real change in the universe has happened. You have contributed to a real change in the world. There is also balance between many elements here. Balance in motion and great fierceness in the pursuit of success here. So definitely something is accomplished here. As you know, 10 of discs is a very generous card. It talks about wealth. It's also about the connection between people and the worth of it. Perhaps the trust you have within the complicated net of people is the most valuable thing you can acquire. So we have this power of system here, created and co-created by you. But what is important here is that it's 10, and 10 is the end of a cycle. The cycle ends and the new one begins. So you should always be ready to start, build anew, because things aren't given to us forever. Even if we accomplish something, we need to take care of it in order to maintain it. There's a proverb in my language that very much must change in order for things not to change. That's the paradox. Many of things must change in order for things to stay the same. And I feel the reading is precisely about this. That if you want to maintain it, you need to protect it. You need to take action. You need to show life your will to live. You cannot stay up there sitting on your throne, always fulfilled and sure that no one's going to take it away from you. There are different forces in the universe. In a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this card indicates conflict, and we have 5 wands. Everyone is in a different direction. There's a different vector of force. So you will meet opposing voices. Sometimes this card is about discussion and recognizing different voices within the greater noise. And sometimes it's also very valuable to recognize those voices. Okay? Because out of this maze of voices, one will probably prevail. What it also shows is that your voice is equal to others. You are no better, but you are also no worse. So don't think about you that you are not enough for this world, but also don't think about you don't think about yourself that you are better than the world. You are better than the others, because you are not. You have real and probable counterparts, and you will meet them along the way. And you need to take charge sometimes. You need to take responsibility, and you need to take action in order to have this wealth, to maintain this wealth, to preserve it for next generations. The final card, 2 of Discs. In this deck, it's about seeing properly and recognizing properly. How do you do that? You need to look with both eyes. First of all, it gives you the depth, right? The stereo vision, 3 dimensions. You see, you only are able to see 3-dimensionally if you have 2 eyes. But here it's even more complicated, because you can see one coin is golden and the other is silver. And the silver coin is like a moon, and the golden coin is like a sun, and the sun illuminates what's outside. The moon, on the other hand, illuminates what's inside. So you need to protect the balance between outside influences and inside influences. So it's about what you think about yourself and your will and your strength in order to protect this. And how do you evaluate the forces of the universe and the forces of other people? Are they willing to help you, or are they counterproductive to what you have achieved? Are they going to take it away from you? Maintain the balance between those 2 views, because only when you have this balance, you are able to act properly and to act in the right direction. But what I also feel is that this established wealth that you have here really helps you to propel forwards and really helps you to maintain this balance, because you know that it's worthy to maintain it. You have no doubts about it. The only doubt you can have is if you are strong enough, but I think you are. So generally I feel this reading is very empowering again, and it's a little bit about revision still. The Venus is still in retrograde, but it will change very soon. And also Jupiter changes signs. It moves from Scorpio to Sagittarius. So many things will change and many things will move forward finally. And be prepared for this. Be prepared to take action. Be prepared to close some things and to enjoy them, but also be ready to start anew. Be ready to start establishing new systems. All right? Now, for the signs of zodiac, I start with Scorpio, and I see the world, and that's no surprise because your yearly cycle is ending right now. For some of you, it has already ended, and for some of you, it will end very soon. By the way, happy birthday to you all, Scorpios, Sun Scorpios. I wish you health and happiness and satisfaction with all that you have achieved and great passion towards what you are to achieve in the future. And it seems you have achieved something. It seems there's a cycle ending here, and it's ending with success. This is a Saturn card. Saturn, a tough teacher that gives us tough lessons. But when we take it, when we are successful, it really brings a great prize. So I think you can be satisfied with you at the end of your solar year. Enjoy it. Use the principles of dragon dreaming. Celebrating success is a very important part of the process of acquiring new things and making new endeavors and successes. All right? Sagittarius. Also very adequate. One of Pentacles, so it's Ace of Pentacles. Something new begins for you on a very material level. So it goes very well with this overall very earthy feeling I have here. You're standing firmly on the ground and something is granted to you. It may be a little seed that will grow into a great tree, but it also can be inheritance, better work, better wage, some material help that you needed, perhaps some loan, a precious gift of any kind. Gift from the universe that will really influence in a positive way your material status. So it can be also an idea that you put into work, that you put into body, into material level. So a great and very promising card for you as we approach your time in the year when the Sun is in Sagittarius. Then we have Capricorn, and Capricorn also has the Pentacles card, and it's Four of Pentacles, which is the card of Sun in Capricorn. So you may feel very much in your domain. You may feel very much standing strong on your feet and being very grounded. You are a very good person to take action if it's needed, if you want to defend something of value. So I think you feel very strong. This is a powerful card. And usually, some people say it's a miser card. Usually we see a person that is unable to move because she or he protects whatever she's having, whatever they are having, they are protecting it. Which wouldn't be a very good thing here when you need action. But this card in this deck, in this particular deck, is quite different. You can see a little town here, and we have a bank, and we have also a shop with gifts. So I think something is granted to you. You can see this powerful person helping someone here, giving great helping hand. if you feel tiny and insignificant, this month you may feel that something is pulling you out of your tiny. You can feel that something or someone is pulling you out of your tiny, mediocre situation or environment. So a helping hand from above for Capricorn. I think your material situation may improve this month significantly. Significantly. Yeah. Aquarius, you have 6 of Cups. No trace of nostalgia here for me. By the way, look at the colors. They are absolutely stunning in this deck. I should use this deck more often. You see the lady walking with this festive manner and carrying 6 full cups with a smile on her face and with great care about them. She looks very happy to do so, and I feel she's taking them, the precious load, to share with others. These are little cups, little pleasures that she's gonna share with other people. So you have this beautiful emotional abundance, Aquarius, during this time, and you can easily show it to others and share it with others and shed some light, cast some happiness and emotional abundance into others' life. So use this beautiful energy of being happy in the moment and being able to recognize simple pleasures in life, because that's what 6 of Cups is about. Pisces, also Cups, but 4. 4 of Cups. It's very much about reflection in this deck. You can see a person with open skull, out of which the water is poured down into the pool. And this pool seems like frozen almost. And this person is looking down into what has poured out of the head. So it's taking a look at your emotions, but also looking at your reflection in your emotions. Perhaps there is too much of them. Perhaps you need to reduce them a little bit, or pour them out and freeze it for a moment, because, as I said, it seems frozen to me. So it's not very much about boredom or disappointment, as it usually is with 4 of Cups, but rather like the necessity to stop and to look very closely what is happening with your emotions and how do you reflect yourself in your own emotions. So definitely a reflection time for you, Pisces. Perhaps reflection on the goal. Is it worthy to maintain this? Aries, you have 2 of Pentacles, so that's a repetition energy, and it's a very funny card for me. It's playful. I think it's very much about balance and the necessity to include both work and play into your life. When I see at this picture, I see a butterfly, and the butterfly can only fly when these 2 forces merge and stay in a perfect balance. And what it creates is a magical power of coins here. I don't know if you can see it, but these coins emanate some kind of energy, rays that are touching everything around and that are changing and vibrating in the space. So out of these 2 quite different modalities, because this is the card of Jupiter in Capricorn, and Capricorn is a very Saturnian energy, Saturnian sign. So there's this work of Saturn and being really restricted, by something. And on the other hand, we have Jupiter, which is all about expansion and being great. So two opposing forces that create great wealth together, I feel. Maintain balance and you will be fine in the energy of the moon, of the full moon. And don't wait for a wall to stop you. That's another thing. Stop yourself if you need, because I think Aries never has difficulties with incorporating this kind of energy of charging forward, but sometimes the wall is stopping them. Only the wall and not the mind. This time, let your mind or let your reason stop you before you collapse, before you crash into something, okay? Taurus, you have 8 of Swords. I love this card. You can see phantom menace, a phantom skull on the picture, and 8 swords charging towards it as if they were trying to fight with it. But of course they won't fight it because it's illusionary. It's made of clouds. It's not real. So you probably, during this time, you will feel that you are in danger, and it's your mind that paints the picture. And it may very soon occur that the danger was illusionary, and the more prepared you are, the less it really matters, because you cannot fight vapor with swords. That's not the way you fight vapor. You fight with light or with warmth, but not with a sword. So sword is useless towards imaginary danger. Okay, so that's not the way. I think you can see through clouds finally during this time and see what really matters to you. Not and it's not dictated by fear, but rather by warmth and light. Gemini, you have King of Swords. King of Swords, a great energy together with this, because as I said, you need to stay grounded. And the King of Swords is very analytical, and I think he won't have any difficulties with charging forward if it's necessary. But he will also save the energy for the better thing if it's not necessary. How does he know? Well, look at this. He's an established leader, established captain, and he knows strategy. Okay? So, strategic movements for Gemini. And I feel overall very wise and decisive energy with you. Tactics and strategy, yeah. Then we have Cancer, and I love the energy for Cancer. It's Page of Wands. It's like, whatever life brings, I'm ready. Woo, I'm on a swing. It's okay to change. It's okay to move. It's okay to be alive. It's absolutely okay. So I think you will go through this period of time with great enthusiasm and grace, and maybe the manners of the child, but it seems very much in place here. It's like a laughter in a dark place that really makes it brighter. Next we have Leo, and Leo, you have the Empress, which is a very powerful card. But here in this environment, I find it too passive. I know the Empress is all about creation and love and nurturing and giving birth to something and supporting everything that lives, and it's okay. But I find her very comfortable on that throne, and I'm not sure whether you will want to really move from that throne in order to maintain balance. You may find yourself a little bit too much on the passive side, and perhaps a little bit too grounded, in a way that sometimes material status and material things become overwhelming and become everything that really matters for us. And it shouldn't be the case, you know? So you may indulge in material things a little bit too much during that time. So be careful with it. Be the Empress, but be a very active Empress. If you need to show your face, do it. Okay? That's Leo. Then we have Virgo, and Virgo has 10 of Cups, which goes very well with this 10 of Discs, I think. It's also a completion, but on a level of emotions. So I think you have no problem with accepting the fact that 10 of Discs isn't a state that once acquired is here forever. You know it's going to change. You are very, very, very much in accordance with the notion that everything changes and that you will probably need to fight to maintain something or to start something anew. You know very well with 10 of Cups that whatever you achieved here, it wasn't always easy. You were also through many things in order to be here, and you know that probably you'll have to go back to some things and relive them again on a different level. And that's okay. There's great acceptance here. So, good time for Virgo, I think. And finally, Libra. You have strength. And it's great that you have strength, because strength is something that is required here. And this is the best kind of strength you can have, because it doesn't come through violence. It rather comes through good heart and being gentle to yourself. This is your inner demon. And it's funny because usually we can see a Leo, a lion here. But here we have some kind of a dragon. And this person is shutting the mouth or opening the mouth, doesn't really matter. But not with a great force, but rather with compassion and being really one with it. You need to look really very closely in order to recognize where this person begins and and the dragon ends. They seem like one entity here. So you are one entity with your inner dragon. You are the one taming your inner dragon, and you are the one in charge here. So whatever is needed to do, you will do it with great grace, I feel. As a Libra, you are very well at maintaining the balance, and you will have all possibilities and capabilities on your side during this new moon. So what I want to say is that if you have any rituals to do for the new moon, start it now, because there's only one day left now for this time, and it's always good to do it before the hour of the new moon. So set your intentions for new things now. I also have chosen one card from Angels and Ancestors deck, Oracle deck, and I pulled Knight. It's the first time I have Knight, so I'm going to read it to you. Be brave and honest. That's it. Be brave and honest. Do the right thing, even if it isn't the easiest option. Stand for what you know to be right and true. That's it. That's this wealth and this system you've built, I think, and being brave about it. I would like you to focus. Thank you very much. And extended message here is like that. The energy of respect is important right now. You are being encouraged to figure out what is important to you and what you stand for. If you are in a space where there is opposition, you are being guided to follow through with integrity, because even if it seems this will slow your progress, your rewards will be much more abundant. You are being surrounded by a light of bravery to help you. This card also brings justice. If you are longing for justice, please know that the universal energies are working to bring everything back into order, and that you don't need to force anything through with your will. If you have made any mistakes recently, it's important to take ownership of them so that you can align yourself with improving the situation. If you are feeling the need to defend your spiritual path at this time, back down and let it protect you. That's also very interesting, that what you've established, which may be your spiritual path, may be protecting you. It can be stronger than you are sometimes. So if it is, let it do it. All right? That's a very brave and powerful energy for this new moon in Scorpio. I wish you a beautiful time, and I hope your intentions are going to become true. Thank you very much for your time and attention. If you liked, please like and subscribe to my channel. And see you in next readings. Bye bye.